Hi everyone, it's Amanda again with Jamberry Nails. I actually just wanted to make another video of how I apply the Jamberry nail wraps to my toes for a pedicure. I think there's a few different ways to do it. This is just the way I like to do it to get the most out of my wraps. So hopefully you'll find it informative or helpful. If you've never tried them on your toes, they last a super long time, so it's totally worth it, at least one try. So I'll go ahead and show you guys and see how it goes. Okay, so if you watched my last video of how to do the nail wraps on your hands, I'm pretty much using the same steps on my feet as I did for my hands. I've got all the same supplies, my nail application kit, which you definitely want your file, your cuticle scissors, and the little cuticle pusher. I still like the rubber one, it just is softer. And tweezers to apply them with. I've done my normal manicure, I guess you would say, pedicure already, so you guys don't have to see, but I've pushed back my cuticles. I go back again like I did for my nails with the rubbing alcohol, or you could use nail polish remover or whatever, to make sure that you get all the oil off your nails. It's kind of weird having your feet videotaped, but whatever. I hope it's helpful to somebody. And this is the same sheet that I used for my hands. So there you go. You can see this is the ones that I've already used. So for doing a pedicure, you want to use the bigger sizes here, and I don't actually know which one I am. I can't remember. It works the same for your hands as it does for your toes. You want to size it so that it's not going to touch your skin, but it's going to cover your nail. So I happen to be this one right here. Makes it really easy since the backing is clear. So I'm going to use this size for my big toe, but then you have all your smaller toes that you still have to do. Some people will cut these extra pieces here that they have left over from their manicure, and that's absolutely fine if you want to do it that way. But if you use this bigger sheet here, which obviously is too big for your toe, for any of your hands or whatever, you can cut this piece into 8 smaller little pieces and you can use it for your little toes. So I'll show you how to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this one first to my big toe, and then I'll show you how to actually cut this one up. So I'm gonna turn on my little Jamberry heater and roll back this edge again like I did for the manicure. Oh, sorry. So right about there. I'll heat it up till it gets kind of soft. And I could leave that on if I really wanted to, but it gets a little warm. So, trying to make sure you guys can see. It's a little hard to do, especially being pregnant. Sorry for that. I'm gonna take the nail wrap, go right up to my cuticle like I did with my hands, and work from the cuticle up, just pushing out the bubbles. Same exact steps. If you feel like you have a bubble somewhere on the sides, you can take your tweezers again and actually kind of pull, and that stretches out the wrap because you've heated it up already. It's nice and soft, so it works really nicely. Don't pull it off, but you'll get it to where you need it. Then I'm gonna go back with my cuticle pusher, smooth out all the bubbles again, just like I did with my hands. Okay. I'll go ahead and grab the sheet and just trim off this excess here. So I've got this for my other foot. I'm gonna actually put it back on the sheet because I'm only gonna do one foot for this video, just so you guys get the idea of how to do it. I've got a little bit extra on the corners here. Okay. I'll heat that one up one more time and then file it the same way you did your nails. So that's the main part of it. There we go. Super cute. There's no dry time. I love this because I don't like going to get pedicures because it tickles and that drives me crazy. For any of you that know me very well, you know that about me. So I can do this and not have an issue. I can still have cute nails and not be uncomfortable. So I have a little piece that's gonna peel off from filing, if I can get it. There we go. It's a little harder if you have short nails, which most of us do on our feet, but there you go. So let me try to zoom, maybe. I don't know if you can see that. So that's the finished product. So now let's work on cutting our sheet for the smaller nails. So here's the sheet again, the one I just used. Now we're gonna cut this one into smaller pieces. So to get 8 smaller pieces out of this larger sheet, you're gonna cut it straight up and down. Just try to eyeball it through the middle here. Okay. And then you're gonna turn it this way. And we're gonna cut it 3 more times, and that'll give us our 4. Now these are gonna fall to the floor because of the way that I cut it, but it won't be an issue. So here's 1. Two. And 3. So I've got, kind of hard to see since some of the pieces fell to the ground, sorry about that, but you can kind of tell I've got 1, 2, 3, there's my 4th pieces here for 1 foot, and then this one and the other 3 that fell to the ground for the other foot. So now we've got enough for all of our smaller toes, and they come out in a square shape, so you have to round them out yourself. Just kind of looking at your nail, I just hold it up and I can tell I just have to basically round these edges a little bit. It's not really like super perfect because when you heat them up they soften a little, but just to get it in the general shape. I don't know if you can tell. Okay. So I'm going to peel that off this backing. At least I'm going to attempt to. There we go. I'm going to heat it up with my heater one more time, make it nice and soft. There we go. And then I'm going to apply, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. I'm going to apply it to this nail here. Set it right up against the cuticle again. And this one, there's not much to like work out per se, so I just rub my finger over it back and forth, and then I'm going to cut the extra off. I mean, I guess I could save that if I really wanted to for something else. A little extra right there. Right there. I'll go over with my cuticle pusher. I think the toes are a little bit easier. I mean, you do have to trim them to match the length of your, or the width or whatever, but I feel like it's a little more forgiving. I guess because they're farther away. I don't know. So there you go. 2 toes down. I'm going to do the same steps for the rest of my toes, just taking these pieces that I've cut from this bigger sheet. I'm going to round out the edges so they fit against my cuticle and put them on each one of my smaller toes, and I'll show you guys the end product. Okay, so I am done putting all the rest of my wraps on my toes. I'll try to zoom in again for you. Oh, no way. Hopefully you can see. So even though they didn't start out as like the quote-unquote right shape or whatever, just trimming them across the edges that are going to fit your cuticle, it really turns out super great. I've always had to pull them off of my toes. They never actually fall off, even after about a month. And because they're vinyl, as your nails grow, hands and feet, you can trim them with nail clippers or your little scissors or something, and it'll grow out from the cuticle, but you can still do a manicure but keep your same really cute print. So now I've got kind of a matching set there. I have all of that left over still. Ooh, here we go. So this is going to go on the other foot, and that's going to go on my other big toe. And then I've just gotten a mani-pedi and only used, you know, that much of my sheet. So you really get a whole lot for your money with Jamberry. I absolutely love this product. I hope that inspires some of you guys to try the pedicure. It is worth it, I promise, especially with summer coming up. So give it a try. Feel free to email or Facebook message me anytime. My Facebook is, you can go to facebook.com/wearallthejams, and then just send me a message if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, guys.